Welcome to the Encore Audio Archives YouTube channel. I'm Taper Dave, and this is my channel. I've uploaded hundreds of talks here that I've recorded at meetings in West LA, and I've also recorded conventions starting in 2013. I've got a bunch of those up. And Walt and Mary Murray, the original owners of Encore Audio Archives, started the company in the 80s, and Walt recorded Joe and Charlie's and a bunch of stuff down in Vista, California. My sobriety date is June 20th of 1994. I hope you find something you like, so please like and subscribe to my channel and comment down below. If you want to hear something that I don't have or that you don't see, I'll see that I get it. Anyways, take care and have a great day if you want to.
Okay, let's have a hand for our first speaker. I think it's Patrick. Is that right? All right.
I didn't know it went like that. I thought I was going to watch some cakes or something. My name is Patrick. I'm alcoholic. How's it going? This is a good-looking bunch of rummies you got here, man. Jumpin' Jiminy, Malibu, California. Come a long way, man. Malibu, California. I think I came to this meeting once about 9 years ago, and somebody gently escorted me out. I was arguing about a chair or something. That was 9 years ago that my brother took me to an AA meeting, you know, and I saw someone stand up and identify from New York, and I always worry about, like, the ninth step when that happens in meetings out here, because do I owe this guy an amends? Is it someone I'm going to know? Because I'm not from here, from New York, you know, and I was where I did most of my using, but I got sober here, and so I come up to the Malibu meeting a long time ago, but I don't remember any of it because my first couple of years in AA was just like this haze, you know, and fog of, I mean, I was pretty chopped up when I got here. I was in a great need, you know, and I believe that we come here like in this darkness and this ignorance, and man, I needed a lot, you know. I needed a friend. I needed a drink badly. I probably shouldn't be smoking crack cocaine either. You know, I needed a place to live. I needed a meal. I needed a pair of shoes when I came into my first meeting, you know. And you know, I came in here and I knew nothing about this program. And one of the first things I began to hear about was how I was beyond human aid, you know, that only God can save me now, and my ego loved that, because I was someone who was never going to let alcohol get the better of him, you know. I was a drink to overcome this craving. My body is different, and it made good sense, but that didn't matter because, you know, I'd find a way to overcome that too. And so I spent years in AA trying to just get the better of this thing, because, like, you couldn't help me. I was really clear on that right away, you know. I was just going to have to be God. So, you know, you ever hear this one, like, I'll get sober in God's time. And, you know, I was just going to wait for God to deliver a thunderbolt. And, you know, I didn't got that thunderbolt. What I got was, it says, you know, we read in chapter 5, you know, how we share in a general way. And what was very helpful to me was that an alcoholic, one-on-one, shared in a very specific way. And as I became more and more clear on my problem, I started to have more of an understanding of what I was going to need to do to get a solution for it. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. One time I had 4 days. I took like a 2-year cake, and I just made, you know, I was of a feral mind. I mean, I didn't even know I was in California for like a week. I didn't even know how I got here. I had nothing, you know. It sucks when you lose your ID, you know. I didn't even lose it. I sold my driver's license in Times Square for like $11. You know, it's just, and that's the thing, you know. This is what I couldn't see. It ain't no river in Africa. Is like, I was never going to let alcoholism get the better of me, and like, I would master this thing, and I always adapted and evolved to it, you know. And you start losing things. You lose the job, and then you lose the family. My parents wanted nothing to do with me at the end, you know. One time I broke in there on Christmas Eve. I wiped them out. You know, took everything underneath the tree. And I didn't even know it was Christmas. I was standing in line at this shelter over at 44th Street, St. Agnes's, where this nun used to blend me like tomato juice and raw eggs because my jaw was all shattered. That happened up in Harlem where I was like robbing crack dealers. That lasted about 5 minutes. The thing was like I was a mad dog for a hit, you know, and I got to a place in my life where I was like living in these subway tunnels underneath New York City, and I had to maintain this glow. I had to maintain, like, I didn't dare go down on my back unless I had something in my pocket to ensure that I was going to be able to get up. And the thing about that is, you know, alcohol, as it was killing me, was kind of saving my life. It was the very thing that was giving me a purpose. And I'd hit this place, you know, in the winters of New York City where I had nowhere to go. There was nothing to do. It was just about getting that next drink, you know. And still, I believed that I was in control of it. That it wasn't alcohol that was, you know, doing this to me. The boss was an asshole. The guy just didn't understand, you know. And I just wanted to drink in peace. And I don't know what happened, man. I was a college kid when all this started, and it just destroyed my life, you know. It destroyed my life, and I didn't mind, because finally I got to drink in peace the way I've always wanted to. Alcohol had totally bent my mind. I mean, I was so chopped up when I got here. My sponsor one time, I thought I was in pain, you know, because I know today how I choose my misery, you know. I didn't know about it then, but having worked the steps several times, I manufactured this misery, and I stay attached to it about anything, you know, and the steps set me free of that, you know, the power of the 9th step. And so I call him, and I'm like, you know, this sucks, I'm going to drink, blah, 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 blah. And he tells me to meet him at this meeting, and I go to this meeting, and there's all these people like yourselves, and there's a coffee pot, and there's a podium, and is this the meeting? Yes, come in, please. And this guy is talking about hiking through Nepal, and I'm like, this guy sucks, he's not an alcoholic, this is the worst meeting I've ever been to. And after like 45 minutes, he started showing us slides, and it turned out that I was at the Sierra Club. And it's good that you're laughing, because laughter is very powerful. It's very powerful. It's very powerful. Don't ever underestimate. You can laugh at anybody in these rooms at any time. I don't care what they're whining about. You can give them a laugh if you want. You've earned the right. If you're sitting here tonight, you've earned the laugh. But the thing was, I don't tell you that to give you the laugh. I just tell you that I was so gone, man. I was just, you know, I was gone. I had a lot of reconstruction to do, and I had to get some shoes, man. And, you know, they got me with ice cream. I know we talk about going out for coffee after the end of the meeting, but it was ice cream that got me, man, because I just couldn't get enough of that ice cream, man. And this lady, she knew that, and she took me out for all kinds of ice cream. She got all kinds of ice cream. You know, the thing is like, in between these bowls of ice cream, sitting there in front of a TV with a spoon in my hand, she began to piecemeal this program to me, piece by piece, little tiny bits, just what I could handle on a spoon. The 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, the recovery in the first 164 pages. And I know that I'm preaching to the choir, but there might be some. I noticed that there was a lot of, there's some rehabs here tonight, and and I've been in a half a dozen of those, and I'm telling you, there's good stuff going on. Like Malibu is an Indian word I found out tonight that means stop and rest, or something to that effect. It's to means pause and consider. And if you're sitting here tonight and you're in a rehab in Malibu, you might want to pause and consider some of the things they're saying, because it'll save you a lot of angst, years of wasted time. You got an opportunity here that not everybody gets. Not this door doesn't. It comes around, and then it closes and goes away, and you spend years out there. And I came to my first meeting when I was 16, and I'm like years old now. The thing is like, by working these 12 steps, I sponsor people, and I don't try to manage their lives. What I've learned from these steps, this is the most important thing, because this is what I was thinking about. What have I found here besides great friends, true friends? I mean, I could never have done this alone. A lot of people put up with a lot of nonsense with me over the years. And I was a treasurer of a meeting that I was like leaving at the break with the money, and like, never mind. You get the idea. I was really gone. My mind was completely compromised by this thing. I had no say in it anymore. I get that strange mental blank spot. I get that queer mental twist. I didn't have a say in whether or not I drank. It took a long time to concede to that. By working these steps repeatedly over and over and practicing them over and over again, I've gotten to a place today, and this is true for me, where my mind seems to be in front of my will. I don't know how else to describe it, where I'm not enslaved by a drink anymore. When the shit hits the fan, I recognize it for what it is, which is a delusion, you know. And I'm not like, I don't have to have a piece of chocolate, and I don't have to go to like the store and get my TV guide and the porno magazine or the cocaine or whatever your thing is, coffee, you know. You get in front of yourself. These steps, they give you power. I've been given power in my life today, you know. I've been given power to be in front of my own will. It's the most amazing thing, and you practice it, and it gets stronger and stronger, and you get to recognize it when you need to do it, right? Before it even crops up, you ask God to remove it, and you turn to find someone to help. I just all day long. It's real simple, you know. It's real simple, but I had to get to a place of power to be able to practice that. You know, I wish I had something snazzy to say to finish this up. I just self-obsessively talked about, like, how much I lack self-centeredness, but the truth of the matter is it's a double dagger, you know. I don't really like the podium, but the thing is that, you know, it says in the big book that God could and would if he were sought. And that was the thing that grabbed me, because in my arrogance, I thought that, yeah, that was good for a guy like me, you know. But I had to get right-sized, and if you're here tonight, you've earned your seat, I'm sure. If you're new, you know, you might want to try these steps. It doesn't seem like anything when you're just reading a book, you know. But as you go, it transforms you. You can't work these 12 steps and not have a spiritual awakening. You'll get one by default. I promise you. And that's not always a comfortable thing, you know. And then if, you know, you're here and you've got time, and, you know, you can always do the steps again, you know, because you get a bottom in sobriety, too. That happens. It's not always about, you know, that symptom is alcohol. You want to treat the disease. I try to make my Alcoholics Anonymous about alcohol. Thank you for listening to me. Good luck.
Sorry to interrupt your viewing. Taper Dave here. Just wanted to take a second to ask you to like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you like what you're listening. I've got some very good talks here, and this one's a great one. Just curious, do you think this is better than Zoom? Tell me what you think. Okay, this is how I prepare my drone for launching. I like to do it inside the cab of my truck so I'm not standing outside in the weather. To install the joysticks for control, up and down, right and left, powered on. I have an Android phone that I use to connect it to the drone with. And it's actually controlled through the iPhone, through an app. Oops, wrong way. It's actually controlled through the iPhone, or through this Android phone, through the app. It's actually controlled through the Android phone, through an app, and you connect it through this short connection right here.
Remote control connected.
Remote control's connected. So I pull out the drone. I have to extend the legs. Long legs extended first, then the short legs. Remove the gimbal protector. Set that aside, then power it on one short burst, then one long burst. I lay it down. So I have to go to calibrate. So the drone's not connected yet. It shows you here as this drone gets disconnected, even though the remote's powered on. So the drone has to establish it's connected. So I go into the app to calibration mode. First, I'll calibrate the remote controller. Start calibration. Out, in, oop, out, in, up, down, and then this little wheel is to control the gimbal. So it's calibrated. Go to gimbal calibration, start calibration, and then it calibrates the gimbal. I don't know if that shows up. The gimbal's moving all over the place. Changes, you can see it on the video. And I'm calibrated to take off. It's acquired 7 satellites at the moment. There are 26 satellites up in the sky, which it has to acquire before you can take off. So it's connected. It's got enough satellites. This is white. I can go to press this little arrow button, swipe right to take off, and it would start the motors if I slid this to the right. But I'll wait till I get outside. Don't want to do it inside.